All right, Shalom, Israel. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praises, honor, glory, respect, and the blessings to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha, Kwadash. Salutations to the Lord's elect on the four quarters of the earth, pushing his truth and sincerity while patiently waiting for Yahweh Shai's return, and double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, which have taught us everything we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. And I wanted to do a response video to a video that was done right here by the beloved brother Manak Zakba from South Carolina. Self-willed, bugged out Israelites guilty of toddler death. Before I continue with the lesson, I just wanted to say Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity. Okay. And you will find that in the book of Baruch, the third chapter and the 8th verse. Okay. One thing you Israelites need to understand is that you are in captivity. And while you are in your oppressor's captivity, you have to abide by his rules and his regulations, except for when he tell you to take the two-step jab or the micro C-hip, which is the mark of the beast. Okay. If he's not telling you to take those things, then, pretty much you abide by his rules and regulations. You don't run a red light. You don't go 15 miles over the speed limit, You don't walk into a store and steal just because there's no cameras watching you. There's things you do in your oppressive society. Okay, in 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 40, it says what? Let all things be done in decency and in order. That not only applies to the truth, but also in your captivity. You want to do things in order. If your boss calls you and tells you not to come to work because they're overstaffed, that does not mean just show up to work anyway and be like, nah, bro, I need the money. Nah, you keep your ass home. Because if you try to force yourself to work, well, that can cause problems for the company and it can result in your termination of your employment. So, you do everything in decency and in order. When you're driving on the road, you don't just suddenly try to race in front of a semi truck, make a left turn, and then drive right in front of it. Because what if the semi truck is trying to turn to the right suddenly? You wouldn't be able to see the turn signal if you're just trying to race in front of the semi truck. And then what? Then chances are you might end up getting ran off the road and you might run into a street light. So the moral of the story is you got to do everything in decency and in order. Now we understand your son died. Now back in the ancient world, if your son had died, you'll be brought before the priest to determine if you murdered your son and then try to bury him, or if you sacrifice your son to an idol or whatever and then try to bury him, or if your son just died, whatever, he might have died from a natural cause, right? And then, you put bomb on them and you buried them. You will be brought before the priest to determine if those things were so. Because nobody else would possibly know what happened between you and your son unless there was a witness. Okay, so, and we know that the priest back in the ancient world, that was our mediator between the nation of Israel and the Most High, Yahweh, and his right hand, which will be Yahweh Shai, which goes back to order, and, the chances are, if your son died of natural causes, the Lord would have revealed it to the high priest, and the priest would have revealed it to the people, and you would have been found to be innocent. Okay, you would not be sitting in prison. You wouldn't be doing no jail time. You wouldn't be penalized under the law, and ultimately what happens between you and your family is really your business. But now if your son come up missing, and there's a suspicion involved that murder might have been involved, you still would have been brought before the high priest. Okay. where ultimately judgment would have been passed down to you according to what happened to your son. Because we know that the Most High don't lie. Most High is not going to be, no, the Most High don't lie. If your son died of natural causes, he would make it known to the high priest and your innocence would be proven. But here in this society, you live in your oppressor society, you know. So if your son died and you don't let him know, you know, the Edomites, which will be the self-proclaimed white people, them being the devil that they are, they're going to try to find some kind of way to accuse you accuse you so they can have a reason. Because look, these Edomites are looking for a reason to put us in jail. So don't give them any fuel to flame their fire, man. Because when you do things like this, secretly burying your son in your backyard, and then you're not telling the government about it, you're just raising suspicions that you might have murdered your son and then try to hide it. And just real quick, okay, before I get Luke, the book of Luke, what did Yahushua tell his disciples? Because the woman in the new cast, okay, she said something about well, she didn't say Yashar Allah, but she said Yashari Allah or something like that, which indicates that the parents mentioned something about Yashar Allah. Now, I mean, it's good that you know you're an Israelite, but being an Israelite does not mean just doing whatever you want in your captive society, okay? Let me see. So if we come over here, right? Matthew 10, verse 16, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. How do you be wise as a serpent? By dealing wisely, dealing accordingly. Your son died, you're innocent, what you should have did was you should have called the ambulance. More than likely, the ambulance would have called the police out of suspicion that foul play was involved, but that's just Esau being the devil and doing his job, But still, at least it would have made it, at least it would have looked more like you was not responsible for the death. Now, if you was responsible for your son's death, right? And then you try to cover it up, then what you did was wicked. Okay, because here it is, you acknowledge that you're Yashar Allah, but you're over here committing murder. That's in the commandments. Okay, that's in the book of Exodus. Okay, thou shalt not murder. That's in the commandments. That's one of the first 10 commandments. Thou shalt not murder. Now, if you're innocent, you should have called the ambulance. At least had your son taken to a hospital, maybe. But again, just like the brother Diabila, brother Manak Zagba said, there's too many of you Israelites out there that are self-willed, and you're not dealing accordingly, man. You gotta see. The first step to dealing accordingly is to first understand and acknowledge that you're in captivity. And here in your captivity, what did the Lord say concerning the curses that the Israelites will be under in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter? The Lord said that thou shalt be crushed and oppressed always, and thou shalt have no might in thine hand. So you don't have your own settlement, your own land, or your own rights to bury your own son, even if he did die of natural causes. Okay, did not the Lord say in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, that we shall go to our enemies for the one of all things? Now, of course, the Edomites, the self-proclaimed white man being the devil that they are, yeah, they're probably going to charge you like for 1,000 or so for a funeral. But at least your innocence is proven. At least you don't have to spend time in prison, you know. Be ye wise as serpents and harmless as doves, man. Because even though you bury your son and you kept it a secret, what did Yahushua say concerning secrets? Luke chapter 8, verse 17. For nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest, neither anything hid that shall not be known and come abroad. Let's read that in the NLT. For all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open. Okay, and now what y'all have done has been brought into the open for basically the general public to know about it. Whether if it's the local news or over the World Wide Web, the internet. Now everybody knows about your business because you wanted to keep it a secret. Now, had you just went to the police on the day your child died, this would not have been known all over the news. Because, I mean, it would not have been a secret if you had just went to the police a fourth time. It would not have been a secret because you made it known to the police or to the ambulance, you know, that your son hasn't been feeling well. He's been diagnosed with this. He's been having this. He's been having that, you know, and blah, blah, blah. And more than likely, if your son did die of natural causes, you know, your innocence would have been proven. But, you know, you wanted to be self-willed. You wanted to bury your son. You wanted to keep it a secret. So for all that is secret will eventually be brought into the open. And everything that is concealed will be brought to light and made known to all. So, you know, there's too many Israelites out there that's not dealing wisely, you know, and as a result, you're being punished for it. So, you know, I got to get back to the plantation, you know, get ready to close up. With that, you know, I pray and hope that you hopeful members of the elect of 1/3, as well as you few sisters that are of the hopeful elect of 1/3, have been edified and informed through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. With that, I'm going to say Shalom is on to the next one.
The property. Yeah. Now let me get my camera. No, okay. I have the right to record.
Carry on.
Lovely. So you are stepping into the property without my consent.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That is correct. You're right there.
You're stepping into my property.
Is there anyone else inside the property?
You're stepping into my property.
Is there anyone else inside? Is there anyone else?
Your house. You have no jurisdiction.
There is a child here as well.
Times when you play that.
Make sure that everyone's okay.
You have no jurisdiction.
Can I ask for your name?
No, I'm not. We're pronounced as citizens.
Do you have any children who live here?
I am a citizen of Yashayala.
Okay.
You don't worry about my name. It's none of your business.
Where does this child live? Is there a child here?
You have no jurisdiction.
No?
Officers started to investigate Ty and Naomi Yasharala.
Yasharala, you see that? Who goes around calling themselves Yasharala? We do. Okay, that's how you say Israel in the Paleo Hebrew or the Lashawan Kodash. With that, I'm going to say Shalom. It's on to the next one. Hey, that the ministry be not blamed.